So we are live. Welcome to today's talk session. My name is Deidre Moss, and I'm the host of Can We Talk? I'm an educator, motivator, and a talk connoisseur. I would like to reiterate that this platform is dedicated to highlighting individuals with talent. And for this Can We Talk series, we will be highlighting specifically Bahamian talent. And we know we have talent throughout the region, but we want to highlight Bahamian talent today, as today is 242 Day, repping the 242. Hey, okay. So we know that there are many talented individuals who do not get the recognition that they so rightfully deserve. And in some way, Can We Talk with Deidre Moss is trying to fill in the gap to address this issue. There are many gifted Bahamian creatives who have ventured into the creative space, and we will be exploring this topic today. We began this series, and we will continue with in that same vein today. So today we've invited Mario Smith Jr. to help us dissect this topic today. I will pass the virtual mic to our guest so that he can introduce himself.
Hi, everybody. Thank you, Deidre, for bringing me on the show. My name is Mario Lawrence Smith Jr. Born in the Bahamas, raised in Freeport, Grand Bahama, but currently reside in Las Vegas for the past 18 years.
Awesome. Short and sweet. That's fine. We can dig a little bit deeper later.
Okay, sounds good.
Before we begin, if you're tuning in from our social media page and you just join us, like and share this video, share, subscribe to a YouTube channel using the links that are on our page. We have all our social media links on our page. Subscribe, like. We need your support to continue these talks. Also, if there's something that you think we should be talking about, let us know. We want to hear from you. Feel free to contact us using the information on our page. And also, if you would like to help us promote our page, or you would like to sponsor us or advertise with us, let us know. We want to hear from you. We want to grow. So grow with us. And with that, we'll get into our talk. And so, Mr. Smith Jr., can you give us some insight into your background and how did you become an artist?
Insight to my background. So I fell in love with Junkanoo probably at the age of 5. When I lived abroad, my aunt would send me like videos and newspaper clippings just to keep me inspired because I loved it so much. I'd ask her like, send me videotapes and stuff like that. And when I actually got home, when I was about 12, 14, I got introduced to Ken Motorboat Ferguson in Freeport from the classic dancers. And it took a little while. I was with the group for probably like a year before he started to really like notice what I could do and started seeing me drawing around the shack. And he came to me one day and said, hey, you want to design, you want to draw for me? And that was just it. It just took off from there. And then I had a chance. I never really had a chance to be around in Nassau that long because I was always traveling out of the country. But I was always involved I was always around Junkanoo people that were just like always in the shack. My cousin Maurice Cheek Smith, very talented and gifted individual that I learned so much from. And just other mentors and stuff like that that have been around, likes of like Stephen Bain from the Valley Boys, Gus Cooper, just individuals that, always kept me inspired. And coming over here to Las Vegas, I started off, doing art early, but I never really incorporated Junkanoo in what I was doing. And I was more like emulating, just trying to be an artist, just trying to establish a name for myself. But it was always kind of disconnect for me with my audience, with my crowd. Like some things would hit and some didn't hit. So I took a step back from art for a few years. And then when I came back, I just kind of just like became who I was. I just applied that Junkanoo and then I embraced my culture, I embraced who I was as an artist, what I've learned. And I think you're seeing a more authentic person step through now. So that's basically it.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing that and how you would have ventured into becoming an artist through your love of Junkanoo. Yeah. And you still carry that with you. And so what is the inspiration? I know you talk about being in the shack and having those cousins who were a part of that community, but is there anything else that would have inspired your work?
To tell you the truth, I was 12 or so, and I remember one family, Bastian, come with his fish costume, and it's just like with people when I see a costume on Junkanoo. And it's funny because I used to see him around coming to my grandmother's house, but I never really like introduced myself to be like, hey, I want to talk to you and stuff like that. I just try to always figure out like how could I do what Junkanoo did for me at that moment for the rest of the world. So that's what inspires me. Like, you know, I mean, because you learn so much. You learn community, you learn organization, you learn how to, you know, how to be a person, you know, through this lifestyle, through the shack. Like, you know, I've applied Junkanoo techniques to so many aspects of my life and overcome so many challenges with it. But I think it's just amazing that what you can gain from it. But I don't think we emphasize it enough or teach our younger children how important it is. And the people that are so dedicated to it that you know, it speaks volume. Like I remember when Ken Motorboat Ferguson would go out and go to Kentucky and go to these different places just to raise funds for the group so we could rush or we could have equipment, we could have all of this. And you know, just the dedication to see that somebody's putting these tools together for you to express yourself as an artist. Like I just think it's amazing. Like, you know, so it's all about, you know, that teaches you character, that teaches you what you're willing to fight for, you know, how to just construct, you know, characters within your group. You know, everybody stay disciplined, everybody knows what they have to do and bring to the table, and that's just it.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing that
You're welcome.
and your experience. And so I wanted to get to another question, and that is, you would have entered the creative space. So what do you think about, you know, other Bahamian artists who you may be familiar with who would have entered that space or in creative
Um,
imagery? Yeah.
I'm just a fan. Like I'm a fan of my own culture. I'm a fan of what's out there. Like I'm just amazed that, you know, we have this high level of talent that should be on the world stage. I mean, it's just, you know, just to think of what a, a person can do with materials or you know, the surrounding what they what when they see their surrounding areas with the beaches and just it's just an amazement. I can't compliment enough for, you know, having great artists, and I look forward to collaborating with a lot of them. I look forward around, you know, doctors, artists, chefs, athletes, but I think our artists are just as much as capable of speaking our volume out there.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing. And so when you think about your work, what you've already done, what you've already contributed to the community, the art community, the creative space, what impact would you like for what impact would you like or what impact do you expect to have as a result of this?
Seeing that next generation and being a part of it, you know. So that's it. Hello. You hear me? Okay. That's a tricky question, but I just want to inspire the next individual to never stop to portray this Junkanoo. Like it's when people ask me, "Oh, are you an artist?" I say, "No, I'm a Junkanoo artist." But what is Junkanoo? You know, I just stay committed to the process. Don't think that you have to, you know, be like that type of person that stands alone by itself. And I think the individuals that could come from that, like, should just follow that lead. Like, just be yourself, be creative. You know, just like how you bring your costume to Bay Street and, you know, you get your oohs and ahs. And that's how I treat it. Like I am my own lane. I know my capabilities. I know the people that support me and love it. It's not going to be for everybody, but if I stay authentic to myself, then it'll start to speak volumes, and that's how I treat it. Don't give up on your dreams, no matter the circumstances, no matter what you face with, and you do the work, and the universe will provide the rest.
Awesome, and that's a great impact to have, and what you feel is what you have contributed. Don't give up. Continue to do the work that you do.
Yeah.
So we want to talk about your featured work. Your work was featured within the international space. And so what has been the response and the response of others, to your work being featured, and why do you think it's important to highlight the work of individuals like yourself? What has been their response to you, and what has been your response as a result of their response?
To tell you the truth, I mean, I guess it's been a good response. I'm not on social media, so I don't follow I don't do Facebook or those type of stuff. So I'm not there to engage with people that view my stuff. I just kind of just put it out there, and whatever happens, happens. I've been getting a good response. My family members respond to it. They love it. They said keep it going. So I kind of just follow that lead. To put something in that space is just to show that we as a Bahamian culture, as a phenomenon that we have, that we could go beyond than what we have out there. That we can reach these levels of platform just like any other artistic form, like anime or any other like animation or video production, stuff like that. That we could reach these levels if we start to work together and brand and push this culture that we have together. So I couldn't do it by myself. Like I said, it took a village to raise me. So that's just not. I didn't do this by myself, or it didn't happen overnight. Like a lot of people contributed to me being at this level that I'm at now. So it's just yeah, that's the way I look at it. So I'm just kind of humble that I'm have an opportunity to do it, and if I have an opportunity to do more, I'm gonna continue to speak for the Bahamas, and I'm gonna continue to speak for the gentlemen that spend their hours in the shack and miss family time but dedicate to keeping our craft alive, to keeping this culture alive, because they deserve more than they deserve more than what we can offer by just showing up and supporting. Like these guys are just like amazing. You got guys that are fathers, brothers, sisters, mothers, daughters, that all contribute to this, so we can have this thing that we enjoy so much and put so much into it. Like I love when I watch Junkanoo streaming and see just the level of participation, the level of culture, the love and everything. Like it warms my heart. Yeah, sometimes the streaming service might blur out, but I still love it because I can take it best way I can get it. You know what I mean? So that I just want to add to that. You know what I mean? I just want to bring more to the table and show that we could do this together. We could go global and we could monetize it and we could become one of the biggest franchises in the world. So people look at me and they're like, what you talking about? It all starts from a dream, and dreams can blossom into anything if you put your mind to it and you get the right people around you. So
I agree 100%. And it's good that you mentioned that it didn't happen right away. It was a process. And you talk about you put the work in. You had to put the work in to get to where you are now. And sometimes people we don't understand that. You want to experience certain things, but it's a process. You have to put in the work. And so, it's good that you mentioned that. And also, you could hear from me, I can hear your passion for what you do. I can hear your passion for Junkanoo, and you keep reiterating that. And I just want to mention that it is, and you mentioned an important point before I get to that, and that is, you can't do it alone. You talk about, you having persons behind you, maybe a team behind you, maybe people behind you who support you, who help you to do the things that you do. And that is also important as well. And we need that type of community to help us to plateau and to get to the next level. And even when you talk about Junkanoo is reaching international heights. There are so many persons within the
Right.
international community who has acknowledged that, hey, Junkanoo, this is a thing, this is a vibe, this is a thing.
Right.
And so, we have to appreciate our culture, because our culture really is, touching the masses. And so I just want to thank you for mentioning that. I don't know if you want to add anything else before we get to our next
Um,
point.
man, just like, yeah, just, even people like yourself that's hosting this, that's allowing someone like myself to be on this platform. Like, that's just all like integration and expanding the brand of Junkanoo. You know what I mean? Like, I simply consider myself a product of Junkanoo. You know what I mean? Like, there's so much more of like-minded individuals and talented individuals like myself out there, or that haven't even been discovered yet. I tell people, like, I'm not the best Junkanoo artist or the best designer or the best builder. And like, there's people beyond me that will take my breath away. And but what I do know is I've been taught in the art of presentation, right? I've been taught in the art of how you present this thing, and and that's how we take it. Like, we're under we Junkanoo is a presentation that is given to the fans and to the culture and to the people. So I've just studied that for so many years, and it's like, okay, like, well, let's really present it to the world. You know what I mean? Let's really come together as one Bahamas and present this phenomenon to the world. And that's where I'm at.
Absolutely. And we still can't take away from your talent as well, and bringing a little piece of us with you. You're not in the
Yes.
242, but you're still
No.
taking a little piece of us here there with you to promote the culture. And so
Most
we have to
definitely.
acknowledge that, and we also have to support persons like yourself, creatives as yourself. We have to continue to stand behind you. I don't think we do a great job of supporting each other. And I think that as we progress as a country, we have to do better in supporting our creators and persons within the creative space. We have to do a better job, because we don't show the support as we should. We show support to international artists and persons within the region, but we do not do a good job in supporting our local creatives, and we have to do better. We simply have to do better. I want to get us to our next point, and that is your future endeavors. What would you
Mhm.
like? Well, is there anything you want to move forward with? Is there anything you don't want to say too much, but is there anything you want to talk about as it pertains to any initiatives that you're working on?
Um, I can't talk about it too much, but we have some, I got some big projects coming up. But it's all about incorporating a lot of different aspects of walks of life that we have in the Bahamas. Like, I want to work with chefs and writers and up and coming producers, and you know introduce tech into our country, but in a way that it infuses with our culture. You know what I mean? So I'm all about expanding our reach and capabilities of what we have, and the talents that we have in the Bahamas, because you don't know what that kid in the classroom is sitting down thinking, why is he drawing in his book? But you don't have an opportunity to talk to him. So let's start finding ways and having opportunities to talk to these kids and see what they want, because it's their generation, is that it's going to be powerful 10, 15 years from now, that's going to come up with new ideas. So I want to sit down and talk to them now and figure out, what is it that you want to do? If I have an opportunity to to express myself, I would want to take, that young kid or this young artist that didn't have an opportunity to do that. I know what it's like for me growing up. I had the opportunity, but times changed. We have social media now. We have more, capabilities. You have more industries that support the creative minds. So we just got to learn how to grow with the times, and not and also understand how to stop plugging in these great minds that we have. I met a gentleman when I was in the Bahamas that actually took the conch shell and made straws from it. Like, that impressed me. You know what I mean? Like, that kind of stuff,
Make
that's what we need.
straws
Like, start
from the conch
using
shell?
our, yeah,
Wow.
from the conch, like from the grounded up conch shell. Yeah. So
Wow.
like, these are the kind of minds that we need to start empowering and speaking to. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I understand they have great young entrepreneurs at home, but let's start using the creative minds to like start driving our own economic value and bringing new values to the Bahamas. You know what I mean? Like yourself, like you're doing podcasts. Like you might next thing you know, you're doing a seminar teaching young women how to become their own boss and how to become an
Hey, you prophesying, you prophesying that. Hey.
These are the kind of minds that I want to sit down and talk with, you know. Just given
Definitely.
back. It was given to me. It's not something that I bought in the store like this. It was given to me. School, Zion Smith, my son.
Definitely. And so you sound like you have some great and awesome plans ahead of you. We support you in those initiatives, in those efforts. And of course, you may not be able to disclose all of it at this time. I was going back to the comments. So for those who may be watching us, please share, like and share. We want to hear from you. Comment under the video. Let us know your thoughts. We do want to hear from you. So we've moved forward to another section of our session called the Fast Talk segment. We're going to go through these questions, and you have 60 minutes to respond to each of those. So let's go. First question, what advice would you offer to an aspiring Bahamian artist who desires, or any artist who desires to have their art featured on the local and global stage?
Follow your intentions. Make sure it's true and authentic to yourself. Don't try to be like nobody else. You are authentic and write your own path. If you feel it and it's in your mind, if you can't sleep about it, do it. Like, don't think twice about it. Just do it.
Powerful. I pick up two or three nuggets in that one statement. Be authentic, just do it. Very powerful. Second question, is there an artist that inspires you? Is there, I know you talk about you want to reach out and work with chefs, but is there an artist that you would like to collaborate with?
There are a few artists that I like to collaborate with. Man, I have a young cousin, Nyla Glinton, amazing artist. I'm looking forward to working with her. She's probably like 14 or 15 years old. There's an artist, Stephen Bain, a Valley legend. Darren Bastian, you know, the people that I looked up to growing up. I want to work with. I want to work with my cousin Maurice Cheek Smith. You know, give him a chance to express his voice because I've learned so much from him over the years. Man, there's so much like Carlos Bain, like so many people that I'd like to have an opportunity to actually give them a chance to like, you know, express their voice but on a different plateau, on a different stage, so you can actually see the true essence of what they do. Still had a great opportunity to work with Jamal Rose. And there's so many, I mean, there's a ton of artists on, you know, social media that I'm just amazed by. I don't know their names, but if I find you, trust me, we can work together. So.
Good stuff. What has been the greatest reward in your career?
What has been the greatest reward in my career? Having my son. My son inspires me every day. He's the one that tells me, Dad, you got to get back to doing art, you know, and he just tells me, he said, you got to start believing in yourself and being more confident about your work. And those things resonate with me all the time. So I think having him has taught me a lot, and just, you know, being around me and just giving me that non-judgmental voice when I don't need, you know what I mean? When I don't need a critic behind me, he keeps me driven, I should say. And then, just, you know, individuals like my aunt that believed in me when I was a kid that would, you know,
this is Auntie Marva.
She'd rob me. Auntie Marva.
Because Auntie Marva says she's watching.
She watching till I love her to death. You know, Aunt Gemma, Aunt Shelly, all my family members, Uncle Mike, Gary, Uncle Phil, all, you know, everybody that's been there for me from day one that, you know, just saw this kid that just loved Junkanoo. You know, she would spend her last 20, $40 and rob me because I want to get, tricks from the Junkanoo store. And now I said, when I do these things like this, I'm sharing this with you because without you, I wouldn't have been on this platform. For people for her, she, like I say, she would send me clippings all the way to Holland, with videotapes, and I sit down and watch it and study that because I wasn't around Junkanoo. So, those are the people that I cherish the most. Those are the people that when I feel like when some people say, oh, you done this and this and that, it's like, no, but I want to share it with people like that because they deserve to share just as much as me. So
Awesome. What has been the greatest challenge of your career?
Just getting the message across, just trying to just being an artist by itself. And then being a Black artist and then being a Black Caribbean artist. When people think of Black art, they see a specific genre already for Black art. They expect certain things from Black artists, but when you tell them that you're a Junkanoo artist, like you have to, it's a whole level of introduction. And I think sometimes it becomes challenging because they don't know the scope of what their culture provides. But as I grow, I try to incorporate other values and other people that are more experienced and more knowledgeable to help tell this story. Like I have a good friend, Christopher Davis, who's an historian, and like we sit down and talk. Him and Robin Lightbay, they're very good friends of mine that I get feedback from, and talk to them and just help to make this story grow. So that's why that's it basically. Just great individuals who can help make this thing become bigger than what it actually is.
What can we do to support Bahamian artists, support Bahamian creatives in general? What can we do?
Support them, period. Don't think about it. Don't talk about it. Just support them. If you have an outlet like we could put them on a show or highlight them or talk about them, let's do it. Like other artists, start collaborating with other Bahamian artists. If you have a chance to be in a gallery or a show, invite the next artist that don't have that us. There's enough space to showcase us around the world. So that's what we think. This ain't no different,
Thank you.
And send me, and you can support me by sending me some collect. I can send my address. Y'all make sure if y'all love this podcast, I'll take my payment and collect.
Oh my goodness, thank you, Auntie Maba. All right. So that brings us to the end of our Fast Talk segment. And I want to thank you so much for joining us today. Is there any additional comments that you would like to add?
No, happy birthday, Bahamas, 50 years. I look forward. Probably won't be around for the next inaugural part, but yeah, I congratulations. I think we're doing an awesome job. Yeah, I can't wait to come back home and celebrate and be around my Bahamian people. You know what I mean? Like I'm just like one of you. Don't hey, that's not that guy. Nah, I'm a hugger. I touch you. Let's drink. Let's have fun. And keep it going. Let's keep it growing. Let's see what the next 20 years look like. Let's see what we could do for the next generation. So I'm all committed to it. And yeah, thank you for letting me be a part of this great culture phenomenon.
Thank you for being here today. We are so glad to have you to talk about your artistry and your work. And we are so glad that you are you're repping the 242 all the way in Las Vegas. And wherever you go, wherever you find yourself, you rep the 242.
Yes, all day long.
Awesome. So Auntie Mava, you played a part. You collect those clippings or whatever you did to help them to get to this point. We're grateful for you too. And thank you for the supportive network, those persons who would have helped and support Mr. Smith on his journey. We're grateful for you as well. So this
one more person. Shout out my brother Nick Massar. He behind the scenes, but he's one of my that's my go-to guy right there. So he's congratulations. He should be having his son any minute now.